ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a very special celebration in Chelsea. It is Community Action Programs Intercity, known as Capic, 50th anniversary celebration, and we have the executive director of Capic right here, Mr. Bob Rapucci, the man of the hour, the man of the last 5 decades. He's been involved himself since 1972. Tell our audience briefly about Capic and its origins.
Well, first, thank you so much for being here tonight and doing the interview. Capic, 50 years. We're a private nonprofit corporation. We're one of about 800 community action agencies around the country. And this all started back in 1965 when Lyndon B. Johnson started the War on Poverty. Chelsea got a grant. I think it was about $150,000. They opened up a community action agency in Chelsea, and then one several months later was opened up in Revere. In 1967, they merged and became Capic in 1967. So today, here we are, 50 years later. We've decided that we would have an event that would bring together all of the people that were responsible for these incredible accomplishments over 50 years. So we have some amazing people here, really, that have done some amazing things that we hope you're going to be able to see.
Well, no more than yourself, Bob Rapucci. You've been the man, but the backbone of this great organization. Tell us some of the people you've helped and the thousands of lives you've touched in such a positive way.
Well, the agency has provided assistance to about 300,000 people over the course of the past 50 years. I've remained personally involved in the casework over these years myself because I think it grounds you and it helps you to. You can't really solve problems unless you understand what someone else's problem is. So we as an organization, we address the needs in the community based upon the stories that we hear from people that are experiencing poverty. So the best way to develop strategies against poverty, to defeat poverty, is to know from the person that's in poverty. Let them tell you the story. Let them tell you what the barriers are that need to be removed. Then we develop the strategies.
Now, your reach extends beyond Chelsea as well, neighboring Revere and Winthrop and East Boston as well.
It does. The state and the federal government have designated us for 3 communities, Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. However, we are regional administrators of an energy conservation program that extends into Everett, Malden, Medford, Winchester, and areas beyond. Yes. But Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop is the key.
And talk about your outstanding staff and people like Rochelle Cromwell that have stepped up and supported this organization so well.
Well, the backbone of the organization is the board of directors. That's the group that sets the policy for the organization, sets the direction. My job is to take that policy and implement it with strategies. We've got amazing people. The board of directors, 21 members. Rochelle Cromwell, as you said, is the president, and she has been now for about 10 years. We have extraordinary members of the board that dedicate their time, their expertise for people that they've never met. And they do this every month. In fact, multiple times during the month. So we've got an amazing staff also. John Letizier is our fiscal manager. He's also a Revere guy. And I will add that I'm born and brought up in Revere, so my heart is always in Revere.
We love you in Chelsea.
But Chelsea is my second home, actually. I tell Tom Ambrosino it's my first, though.
Okay, and we're honoring 2 special individuals tonight.
We are, yes. We're honoring Rochelle Cromwell, the president of our board, for all of her years of service. And we're honoring our dear friend, our dear friend, our biggest supporter, City Council President Leo Robinson. And what many people don't know is Leo was an employee here with me in 1972 when I started. He was the first person I met when I walked into to report to work. So it's just a wonderful thing to see Leo here. Standing in back of our cameraman Jay is a fellow, Jimmy Mercado, who was from Chelsea, that spent days upon days relocating fire victims in the middle of the night. This man would get a call from the Red Cross at 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He'd come out, and many times I would join him, and another group of people would be out with him. He'd be out relocating people, finding apartments for people, getting them ready at 3 o'clock in the morning, finding a place for them to live the next day. So these are the unsung heroes. What happens, my friends, is the government funds contracts. People come to work. The contracts end and the people disappear, and we forget their achievements. And I don't want us to forget. I want us to remember.
Okay, have a great night. We'll be back. I'm sure you'll be making a nice speech later.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Robert DeLeo has arrived. Mr. DeLeo, Mr. Speaker, welcome. You're here to honor the great organization known as Capic. We're so glad you could be in Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you want to say about Capic, Mr. Speaker?
I will tell you, in all my years of public service, there's been probably no finer agencies that I have dealt with than Capic. As I will probably talk about in my remarks today, Capic always tries to get to yes in terms of problems that you may have in your district, whether it's help with a senior, whether it's help with a young person, whether it's help with homelessness, whatever it may be. Capic always tries to be helpful. That's the major reason why this was one event I did not want to miss, because I can't thank them enough.
I know you called upon throughout the state, 351 cities and towns, and here you are. You didn't want to miss this Capic celebration.
No, and I have to say that under the leadership of Barbara Pucci especially, such a good-hearted individual. He's just a wonderful individual to lead a fine organization.
Okay.
Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Speaker DeLeo. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure, Kerry.
Okay. Dan Rizzo, how are you, Mr. Rizzo? The former mayor is here to honor Capic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, unless you serve in some sort of capacity to really understand what Capic does, you really wouldn't understand the magnitude of what they mean to our communities. And Barbara Pucci in particular was somebody who was my go-to person whenever I needed something, whether it was fuel assistance, whether it was an issue regarding homelessness, public housing placement, anything like that. Capic is there, and they really are tremendous public servants, and I was very, very proud to work with them during all my years on the city council and, of course, during my 4 years as mayor. And I wanted to come here tonight and honor their work that they've done now for 50 years and continue to do under very difficult circumstances oftentimes. As we know, budgets get tight, and the first thing it seems sometimes it gets cut is social services, but they always find a way, and I'm very, very proud to stand with them. And they are, I know, proud to stand with elected leaders that they serve in helping residents. So it's really great to be here. And I look forward to wishing them another 50 years of solid success.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayor Rizzo. Great to see you. Always a pleasure.
Great to see you. Thank you so much.
Rochelle Cromwell, the president, say a few words.
How are you?
Nice to see you. I know the Cromwell family does so much great work for Chelsea, and here's Rochelle Cromwell, the leader of Capic. What do you want to say about Capic, Rochelle?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's been 50 years since Capic has been in the service of servicing the community and helping the needs of people. And it's a wonderful thing. I'm just so excited about the whole thing because we've been involved, my family has been involved with Capic for the last 50 years. And we are under the leadership of Mr. Rapucci, who has been here for 45 years. And we are doing good things in the community. We continue to do good things in the community. And we are so excited to have so much support here tonight from the community, past employees, present employees, our legislative community, and everybody who supports Capic. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping we're having a wonderful time tonight, and we'll check back in with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much.
Linda Aliota Robinson,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm great.
Head of the REACH program.
Yes.
What do you want to say about Capic tonight?
Oh, you can't say enough about Capic. I was just telling my daughter Lucia that Bob has actually been with Capic 45 out of the 50 years. That's just amazing. I was trying to think how many people could they have helped over their 50 years. I can't even calculate it. It's just too big of a number. There's no organization like it and no other guy like Bob.
Okay, thank you so much. The city of Revere has arrived. What do you want to say to the people of Chelsea tonight about Capic organization?
Well, first we want to say happy 50th. This is an incredible organization. Great work that they do, tremendous work for Revere, Chelsea, and Winthrop, and for some of our folks who are in tough times. Barbara Pucci always comes through, and we really appreciate that. And just want to wish them hopefully another 50 years of partnership with the city of Revere, and I'm sure with Chelsea and Winthrop. So.
And you're in one of Chelsea's newest hotels, and there's a new hotel coming to Revere.
This is a beautiful building, beautiful hotel. We have some new development coming in with the help of the city council, and we're really excited about all that's happening in the region, and there's a lot of great things happening, and Revere is finally getting their opportunity to shine. So.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Rigo.
Thank you.
The Mayor Rivera is here, and here's Councilor Zambuto, veteran councilor. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Not only am I a veteran counselor, but I'm an 18-year board member of the Capic Board of Directors. I'm probably the only conservative Republican ever to serve on the Capic Board. But what I had learned early on is how much good this organization does for Chelsea, Winthrop, but especially Revere. Not just the oil subsidies for people that are desperate for oil, but for homeless placement for families. It's just the amount of good they do here is just unbelievable. So I'm thrilled to be here tonight to support my colleagues, and I'm hoping to serve another 18 years on the Capic Board of Directors.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Councilor Zambuto. Okay. D. Bruce Mock is here. His wife, Gail. Hello. Nicolette, how are you? Can we get a family shot? Okay. Gail Mock is here. Nicolette is here. D. Bruce Mock from Chelsea Clock. What do you want to say about Capic, sir?
Capic is the best community service organization in the city. Great history, do great things, have a lot of good programs for the people who need it, and they don't waste money.
Okay. Gail Mock, one of the honorees tonight is City Council President Leo Robinson. What do you want to say about his great work in the city?
He just does fabulous work. Unbelievable. He just thinks of the people. He does, and tries to help everybody. So I wish him lots of luck on his re-election. So good luck, Leo.
And Nicolette, what do you want to say about Uncle Leo?
Congratulations and have a great year.
Well said. Anything else, D. Bruce Mock?
No, it's just a wonderful time, and it's great that this organization has survived this long, and we look forward to another 50 years.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. Lucia Robinson, daughter of the great Leo Robinson and Linda Aliota Robinson. What a night for Capic and for your dad as well.
I know, it's awesome. Capic definitely has a special place for us. I grew up going to Capic. I worked there when I was in high school, so it's fun to be here.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you, sir? Mr. Al Ewing, head of the Chelsea Housing Authority. Capic and Chelsea Housing, great partners, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. Capic does such a great job, and we serve the same constituency. So we're really proud of their 50th anniversary. They've done a wonderful job here in the city of Chelsea.
I'm sure when you've reached out to Robert Rapucci, he's always come through.
Very responsive, and he just does a great job. We're really pleased to have such a great partnership with Capic.
Okay, continued success at the Housing Authority.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, let's move on. The Revere Police Chief is here, James Guido.
How are you?
Nice to see you. We're here to honor Capic.
This is a great milestone. My good friend Bob Rapucci, I'm really happy for him. Capic's a great resource for all the communities, very helpful to Revere, and I'm glad I could be part of it.
Can you imagine 45 years Bob Rapucci's been involved, and the organization has grown, and they've helped literally hundreds of thousands of people.
Absolutely. From oil assistance, food assistance, Bob never says no, and that's why he's so successful.
Okay, great to see you, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. How are you? Here's Revere City Councilor John Powers. Mr. Powers, tell us about Capic and what it's meant to Revere and the people of this area.
Capic has meant so much to the people, not only in Chelsea, but Revere and the other communities it serves. So many people have been helped, people that really need help. This is probably one of the greatest agencies in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I'm very happy to be here tonight. And I certainly want to congratulate Bob Rapucci on the fantastic job he's done over the many, many years that they've been in existence. It's fantastic.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Powers.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, just say a few words on behalf of your organization to Capic.
Hi, I'm Tricia Williams, the president of the Chelsea Kiwanis Club, and it's just amazing to see everyone come together again and to celebrate 50 years for Capic. It's amazing.
Okay.
Good.
Very good. Okay. Leo Robinson. He is the City Council President. He's an honoree tonight, and I understand you once worked for Capic.
Yes, I did. Actually, I worked for Capic from 1972 to 1988. And I got home from the military in 1972. I got a job at Capic, and not too long after I was there, Bob came to work for Capic. And a lot of people don't know when Bob came to Capic, he was a community organizer, and he was responsible for getting Mass General to come to Chelsea.
Wow, that's big.
Right, and I wanted to share that with people because they don't really hear a lot of that. And so Bob and I have a relationship from '72, and this is Capic's 50th year. We have a 45-year relationship in regards to Capic.
Wow, that's quite a friendship, quite a relationship.
Yeah, very good. Bob is a super guy, and he does so much for Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. He does a lot of things that go underneath the radar that a lot of people don't know. We've done a great job of working with a lot of the homeless people underneath the bridge, and we bought a building in Revere that kind of those coming out of detox are there and they're working and doing all good things.
Okay, congratulations on your award, a deserving honoree, and what you and Bob Rapucci have done for Chelsea is immeasurable.
And thank you on it. And Bob's not the kind of guy that runs around looking for accolades or getting a pat on the back. But as I said, 45 years is a long time being anywhere.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's move over to the Director of Emergency Management Services for the City of Chelsea.
Good evening, Carrie. How are you?
Alan Alpert, talk about Capic and what it's meant to this city.
Capic has been a great institution, and I'm going to say for 50 years because tonight's the 50th anniversary.
Right.
But for us old-timers, we remember when Capic first started, and it was a little organization that people said, okay, now we can't do without it. I just spent some time with Capic after we had a fire in Chelsea a couple of weeks ago, and the staff from Capic were phenomenal in assisting the people with getting housing and other needs that they required. So it's a great institution. It really is. And if this was a bigger hall, we'd have twice as many people. But it's very nice to be here.
Bob Rapucci's like an unsung hero in Chelsea.
Bob is one of the old, not in age-wise, but one of the older people of our generation. Bob Rapucci, Leo Robinson, these are Chelsea people. This is what makes Chelsea the great place that it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's great to be here.
Councilor Joanne McKenna from Revere, Senator Joseph Boncore from the neighboring Revere, Winthrop, East Boston, and other places. Great to see you. What do you want to say about Capic? Can we start with the councilor?
Yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Please.
Councilor, what do you want to say about Capic?
I'd like to say that they were very instrumental with the Taft Street fire victims. They helped us with the money to get them free housing. So I want to thank them very much. They've been very supportive to Revere and to me. So thank you very much.
Okay, Senator Boncore, thank you for being here. What would you like to say about Capic?
I just want to thank Capic for the tremendous work they do in Winthrop, Revere, and the city of Chelsea. For 5 decades, when people needed them, Capic's been there, helping our most vulnerable populations and working towards a better city and town across the Commonwealth. I think it's also important tonight that we remember 2 former Capic members and former Mayor Bob Hass and my dear friend Nancy Williams of the Bob DeLeo Senior Center. The 2 great and incredible public servants who stepped up to the plate in the mind and mission of Capic's entire mission. So I just want to thank Capic for 50 years of service.
Okay, thank you, Senator Boncore.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay, thank you, Councilor McKenna. This is Ron Fishman. How are you, sir, from the Hunger Network? What do you want to say about Capic?
Well, I think that Capic, 50 years is an incredible accomplishment, and there's so much that's done in the community that people don't even have an idea how much it is between youth and substance use and wraparound services that they have, Capic Head Start, and more and more. It's just unbelievable how the Capic penetrates into the community in so many ways. And it's great to be here and help celebrate the 50th.
Okay, thank you so much.
For sure, thank you.
Okay. Larry Elgott here with the rest of us to honor the great Rochelle Cromwell. What do you want to say about Rochelle's work with Capic?
Just unbelievable, carrying on the legacy of her mother. Actually, Porky, was involved with Capic, I think, from day one. And it's just amazing to see the longevity between mother and daughter and all they've contributed to the organization. And really, even more importantly, what the organization has contributed to the community.
All right, we have the chief and Kuru Peak from Harbor Cove and Councilor Judith Garcia. Chief, we'll start with the ladies. Is that okay? Please do. Okay. All right. Councilor Garcia, nice to see you. What do you want to say about Capic?
Well, it's a great organization that has done life-saving work throughout the entire city. They have been there for my constituents in District 5. Personally, when we've experienced huge fires, and I know the chief is here that can attest to that, they have come up to the task, they've done the work, they've donated funds to help these families get back to their normal lives. So they've done incredible work. It's been incredible to work with such an incredible organization that does such life-saving work.
Okay, Kuru, co-director of Harbor Cove. We just had that great Taste of Chelsea event. She's here tonight representing her organization. What would you like to say about Capic?
I think we are so lucky to have Capic in our community. They've been doing a great job serving low to no income community. This community is really, really rich, and we are so fortunate. And I mean, for Harbor Code, they've been supportive of our client, survivor that we work with. So I have nothing to say but all the great things that they've been doing in the community and for the communities.
Okay, let's move over here and say hello to our outstanding Chelsea Fire Chief, Len Albanese. Mr. Albanese, what do you want to say about Capic?
I am the new person in town, so I haven't had a whole lot of interaction, but I know that they're a great organization. They do a lot for the community, and I'm here to support them and the council president that's getting an award tonight. That's about it.
I want to thank you for the great work that you and your men and women of the Chelsea Fire Department do for our city.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there we have it, 3 distinguished Chelsea people. Let's move on and talk to some others.
Well, welcome, dear friends. We're here to celebrate Capic's 50th anniversary. It's just incredible. So, as you know, my name is Barbara Pucci. I'm the director of the agency, and it's really, I'm delighted to be here with so many friends. And I look around the world and I see people that I've worked with together here 45 years ago. It's just amazing. So, Capic is the anti-poverty agency for Chelsea River and Windward. And over the course of these 50 years, we've served over 300,000 people. Really incredible. And we're an organization that consists of a team, board of directors, and a staff that's dedicated to you, dedicated to the public. So we're very glad to be here tonight. And we're so happy that you're here in support of us. Thank you. So we thought we would start by recognizing some of the elected and the appointed officials. And before I do that, I want to point out to you, Capic's Board of Directors members, if they would raise their hands so you can see them, and our Board President, Michelle Cromwell. So it certainly is, it's clearly an honor, not only to have the Speaker of the Massachusetts House of Representatives attending the function, but to have that person as a guest speaker. So please give Bob DeLeo a very warm welcome. We're also honored to have with us here Secretary of the Department of Housing and Economic Development, Jay Asher. Also in attendance with us is Senator Joe Boncory. Also here with us is Vice Chairman of the Senate Ways and Means Committee, Sal DiDomenico. We have our dear friend, Chelsea City Manager, Tom Ambrosino. State Representative Dan Ryan. Leo Robinson, President of the Chelsea City Council. Revere Mayor Brian Arrigo. Revere City Councilor John Powers. Revere City Councilor Joanne McKenna. Also Revere City Councilor Ira Novoselsky. Chief Revere Police Department Jimmy Guido, I think he's still here. A member of Capic's Board of Directors, also a Revere City Councilor, Tony Zambula. We have former Mayor Dan Rizzo. Revere Mayor. Revere Captain, Revere Police Department Captain, former Police Chief Terrence Reardon. Also Revere Police is here, Dave Callahan. Chelsea City Councilor Judy Garcia. Also Chelsea City Councilor Giovanni Recupero. And Judith Garcia. We have Chelsea Fire Chief Len Albanese. And former Chelsea City Council Joe. Help me here, Joe, with this. Relatunda, thank you. Also Superintendent of the Chelsea School Department, Mary Boyd. And as people come in, we're going to be happy to introduce them and recognize them. So friends, we're going to try to move right through this program because I know there's some people that have to leave. I believe that the work that we've done in this country over the past 50 years has been blessed. I believe God has been deeply involved with the work that we do. He's given us the courage, the determination, the perseverance to face all these challenges over 50 years. So many challenges, and there are some up ahead too. So with that, I'm very grateful. And it's really a pleasure and an honor to introduce to you Pastor Ruben Rodriguez, who is the director of the Hope of Christ Ministries. He's going to say a prayer for us.
Good evening, everybody. We can just close our eyes and bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we would like to give you the glory and honor for the blessings you have bestowed on this organization, Capic, who has served this community of Chelsea and surrounding areas for 50 years. The accomplishments, pardon me, who has served this community of Chelsea and surrounding areas for 50 years. The accomplishments are far too many to mention, though I will mention how they have been a beacon of light to a lot of people and families. They have made an overwhelming impact on the substance use disorder plaguing this community, also housing people in need, helping so many with fuel assistance, and so much more. Lord, this could only be possible because of your mighty hand of being upon Capic. You also have placed favor on Robert Rapucci by placing him as executive director to plan and effectively and efficiently maintain this organization. You could have chosen anyone, we know, but you gave Bob a gift to bless this community of Chelsea. In Jeremiah 29:11, the Lord says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." In closing, Lord, we ask that your blessings be on this city of Chelsea, the great state of Massachusetts, and this land of the free and of the home of the brave. Amen. Thank you very much, Ruben.
Capic is governed by a 21-member board of directors. They are volunteers. They represent the public, the private, and low-income sectors of the three communities, Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. These are people that dedicate hours, numerous hours, to developing policy for the organization. My job there is to implement the policy that they develop. I'm very proud tonight to introduce to you Michelle Cromwell. She's our board of directors president. She's here to give greetings on behalf of the board.
I can't even contain myself. 50 years doing community service. We have programs, we have our fuel assistance program, we have a Head Start, emergency assistance, public safety, crisis intervention. I want to thank all you former employees for all that you've contributed to Capic and making this great organization work the way it does. And 50 years, and our executive director, Barbara Pucci, has been here for 45. He started when he was 15, exactly. It has been running the same way it's been running since it started 50 years ago. And I got to tell you, I had to get some signatures to get back on the board this year. I had to go out and get some signatures, and I have to tell you that everybody I ran into, said to me, I know Capic. I was in the park on Washington Avenue, and they said, I know Capic. I received fuel assistance. I know Capic. My kid went to Head Start in Capic. I know Capic because I've been honored enough, I've been benefited from this services since I was 12 years old. I started in the youth program, working as in the summer camp, and it has been in my family prior to my serving on the board of directors. My mother served on the board of directors, and we've been here for 50 years. Nothing but good things to say about this organization. All right? I've got nothing but good things to say about this organization. It's been a part of my family for 50 years. We do wonderful things in the community, and with the help of our friends on Beacon Hill, with the help of our city government, they support us, and with their support, we can support people in need. And we continue to do that. Our mission is the same as it is when it started, and we continue to serve the needs of the community. And I'm excited. To me, I thank my board of directors, I thank our employees, and I thank our past employees who have created this incredible organization that is about giving. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So you can see what it's like working for such an amazing person. Really great. She's wonderful. A couple more people we want to recognize. Chief of Police, Town of Winthrop, also interim town manager, Chief Terrence Delahunty. The Chief of the Chelsea Police Department, our dear friend Brian Cox. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson went after enacting legislation that created the Office of Economic Opportunity. That created what was referred to as the War on Poverty. In 1965, OEO, which was called, provided a grant to the city of Chelsea for the first initiative, the first community action agency in this area. And of course, there were another 800, 900 or so across the United States that were started also. They weren't corporations, it was a program. The city of Chelsea got a grant, they started a program. And you know, I look around the room, and the person that catches my eye is a very dear friend, Richard Inserto, Capic's first executive director. He's here with us tonight. So in 1965, Chelsea had its first program, and they provided a grant also to the city of Revere, and they started their program. The Capic agency actually didn't incorporate until 1967. That's why we have been 50 years. Both the city fathers and Chelsea and Revere decided to get together and make one company, one corporation. So with that little bit of background, our hearts, I'm a Revere guy, but my heart has always been in Chelsea, and I'm very, very proud to introduce our next speaker, and that is the Chelsea City Manager, Tom Emerson.
Well, thanks very much, Bob. I'm really honored to be here sharing in this celebration of 50 years of work for really a remarkable organization that has provided so much service and has changed lives for the better in Chelsea, Revere, Winthrop, and many other communities. So it's been my privilege to work with Capic. I've been engaged with them for probably 20 plus years as a city leader in both Revere and Chelsea. And my respect for Capic and its work, the commitment of its board, the dedication of its staff, starting, of course, at the top with Bob. My respect for this organization grows greater, honestly, each and every day. Really, the past 2 years, I've been working extremely closely with Capic, and I consider its work in Chelsea over the last 2 years to be almost transformational. I mean, many of you know we've made a concerted effort here in Chelsea to focus our attention on Bellingham Square in our downtown. And Capic has been instrumental in making a real visible difference in that area. With its mobile van that provides emergency response to a lot of social issues, its wraparound contract for housing and social services for individuals that our navigators identify as being in need of service, its dedication to following people as they transition out of deep talk, its commitment to our homeless population in a way that's compassionate is just amazing. And it's because of all of that work that we have been able to make a difference. And honestly, all of those initiatives, in fact, emanated from Capic. I recall distinctly being in my office early on in my tenure here in Chelsea, and Bob coming to see me and knowing that we were particularly vexed by problems in our downtown. And he said, just let Capic be your partner. We have great ideas. We can make a difference. We just need the backing of the city and a little bit of money. Maybe more than a little bit. Bob was determined to make a difference, and honestly, because of that work you have, and I'm so grateful that I listened to you and partnered with you. Obviously, it hasn't been just Capic. We've had other great partners, Roker, T&D, the Chelsea Collaborative, and North Suffolk, but Capic's role really has been instrumental. So for that work in Chelsea recently, for all the work you've done in Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop over the past 50 years, I'm really proud and privileged to congratulate you on behalf of the city of Chelsea and say to you I look forward to a strong and continued partnership for many years. Thank you.
Thank you very much for very kind and generous words. We also want to acknowledge Alan Halper is here, Director of Emergency Management for the City of Chelsea. Revere was the second community to receive the grant. They opened up their own program in Revere. I believe it was called, and I know that Dick and Sarah will correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was called Capic, Community Action Programs Revere Initiative. And I think the mayor at the time may have been George Colella, who was also one of the incorporators, the original incorporators. So with that, I'm very proud to introduce to you our mayor, the city of Revere, Brian Regan.
Thank you, Bob, and good evening, everyone. It is truly an honor to be participating in the 50th anniversary celebration of Capic. And for Revere, I think of the calls that we get in our office, in my office, and the help that Capic provides. And two kind of personal stories that I want to share about the critical lifeline that our residents in the city of Revere get during a difficult time. We've had, just in the past couple of weeks, we had an older resident who was a seasonal employee who had lost his job over the summer, and he was in a pretty dire situation. He was behind on his rent, staggering medical bills, and was facing eviction the very next day. And he called my office for help. He wasn't sure if he would get anything. He was pretty sure that it was too late for any help that he could get. But we tried to help him out. And we reached out to Bob, and within 24 hours, we were able to find him temporary placement. And that is the kind of work that Capic does. And in the previous month, we had a family of 5 in the city of Revere. $750 short on their rent. Again, medical bills, some medical challenges that came up, put them in a financial bind, and mom of the family had just recently gotten a job, but the job wasn't starting until September. So we again reached out to Bob, and by the end of the week, that she had called my office, Capic ended up connecting that family with the resources that allowed them to stay in their house. So as a city leader, it's wonderful to know that we have these resources available to us for Revere, Chelsea, Winthrop. Over the last 50 years, Capic has provided the necessary lifeline to our residents that are in need. This work is incredibly important, especially in the years to come. To all the staff that makes this work, this tremendous work happen, thank you for all your dedication. And we greatly appreciate the hard work that you do. Bob, we greatly appreciate all the great work that you do. And we look forward to another 50 years of continued partnership. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Winthrop. Although the town of Winthrop didn't become an official part of our federal and state designated area until the mid-70s, the town of Winthrop has always been a sister community to Chelsea and Revere. And ever since the organization existed, even in its small entities, we welcomed Winthrop residents that were in need. Tonight, it's really a great pleasure. I've known Terrence Delahante now for a number of years. He's a former member of Capic's Board of Directors, and I know now he's interim manager of the town of Winthrop and police chief at the same time, so he's really got a lot going on. So it's a pleasure to introduce you, Chief Terrence Delahante.
Thanks, Bob. I know this is for the shorter people. Jay Ash is coming up after me, so we'll put it up there with him. So I thank you for the invitation and let me speak to so many people here tonight that I idolized throughout my career and that has made me the person through the Capic connections that I am today in the town of Winthrop. And first and foremost, the speaker is one of those gentlemen that I've idolized and watched his career for many years. And because of that watchful eye has taught me a lot. And Tom Ambrosino from Chelsea, Jay Ash from Chelsea, and Ryan Kives, who's also here. All these gentlemen and showing us the way to how to lead in communities. And if it wasn't for Capic's partnership in Winthrop, we certainly would be lost. Myself and Bob went back, and I remember the first phone call I made to Bob, and it was about 12 years ago, Bob, and it was a high school student that was pregnant and couldn't live with either parent. And Bob found her housing up in East Boston, paid the first month's rent, and we got her situated. She's now a productive mother, works steadily, and I see her often, and she always says thank you. So there's so many of those stories that we all can share, but the importance of my message to Capic is you showed other people how to manage and how to lead and how to do it on a shoestring budget. So we're proud sponsors of Capic. We wish you the best of luck. Of course, Every time you call me to say, can you call the speaker? I do. Tim, who actually delivers, and the senator, Joe Blunt Corey, is another strong supporter that we often rely on. So thank you both for your leadership.
I also see Jimmy Cunningham here, Director of the CIW. The work that we do not only requires the support from municipalities in terms of the administration, it also requires support from the various city councils. Tonight we have with us an honored guest. Leo Robinson is being honored tonight. A little further down in the program. But Leo happens to also not only be a former Capic employee, but he's also the president of the Chelsea City Council. And it's a pleasure to welcome you tonight and greetings to the city.
Thank you, Bob. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. But before I read the resolution, I'd like to share that there are some people who are not here tonight who passed on, who were very instrumental in establishing Capic, and I'm sure Dick will remember these names. Emmeline Cromwell, Eddie Watson, Eddie Greenberg, and for Bob and I, we have a 45-year relationship here with Capic. I have a resolution on behalf of the city government. Community action. The city has provided valuable antitrust services to the residents of Chelsea for 50 years.
Leo,
Capic,
and the mic. Thank you.
Capic has participated in establishing a Mass General Hospital, Chelsea Health Center, Chelsea Revere Winthrop Home Care Corps, Meals on Wheels, Chelsea Revere and Winthrop Transportation, Upward Bound, Choice Through Education, Chelsea ASAP, and has employed hundreds of Chelsea residents. And whereas Capic identified the Mystic Tobin Bridge as a source of lead paint, exposed hazardous lead drinking glassware from McDonald's Corporation, by also participating in reducing lead poisoning in Chelsea children from 22% to 3%. Capic has relocated 200 families displaced by the Great Chelsea Conflagration in 1973. My family was one of those. It also provided 1,000 Chelsea residents with housing services, emergency services, Head Start, child development, after school, summer camp, family network, fuel assistance, weatherization, Toys for Tots, youth activities in schools and out-of-school services, USDA food distribution, SUDS, housing and basic services for responsible payee, along with working with Suffolk Law, Steve Callahan, and students, providing legal services to Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop residents. And also, there's a scholarship for the Capic Summer Program for Speaker Bob DeLeo. And I think that's important to know because it helps a young Chelsea, Revere, Winthrop person the opportunity to go to Capic Summer Camp. Be it resolved that on behalf of the citizens of Chelsea, we the members of the Chelsea City Council wish to congratulate the members of Capic on their 50th anniversary and for helping so many people over a long period of exemplary services. Signed by the City Council and all members.
Thank you very much, Council President Robinson. See Bill Schmidt here. Bill worked with then Congressman Eddie Markey. Bill did a lot of work here with Jimmy Cunningham and myself developing the Meals on Wheels program back in the day. Good to see you. We also have here with us a member of Capic's Board, current member of Capic's Board of Directors, who's also a city councilor, a the city of Revere. These greetings from the Revere City Council. Tony said.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. You know what? I'm probably the first and only conservative Republican to serve on Capic's board of directors. Similar to the way I came to the city council, I ran on term limits. I expected to stay a short time and move on. The same thing happened to me at Capic's board of directors. I found out that you can make a difference, and make a difference in people's lives. This organization truly makes a difference in people's lives. I'd like to have a dollar for every time I've called Bob to try to help somebody in desperate need. Never once did he say to me, I can't do anything. It's always, I'll do my best. And that means people are going to get it. So, you know, I'm an 18-year board member of Capic's board of directors. I was proud of this accomplishment of anything else I've done in my life. Because this organization truly helps a tremendous amount of people. I do a lot of other things in the church and in the city council, but this organization does more than any other. If it's fuel assistance, or it's someone who's homeless, or someone's burnt out in the front, whatever it is, there's always help here at Capic's board of directors. So I have, on behalf of all my colleagues that are here tonight, I have a certificate of appreciation from the city of Revere. And this certificate reads, an acknowledgement of the 50th anniversary celebration of the Corporation of Capic and for Capic's dedication to identify and addressing the needs, problems, concerns of those in poverty within our community. Special recognition is hereby awarded to Capic, people helping people from 1967 to 2017. This certificate is presented by the City Council of the City of Revere, Massachusetts, on behalf of its citizens this 26th day of September, the year of our Lord 2017, in the independence of the United States of America, 241st. It's signed by our City Clerk, Ashley Melnick, and authored by City Council Charles. Thank you very much. I'm supposed to say that I was going to present this to Michelle Cromwell, who I've come to love over the many years we've served together.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you for your service on the Board of Directors. He has been a valuable contribution to the service, to the Board of Directors, and I thank him so much for his service.
A couple of people that are here tonight that's moving around. Roberto Rodriguez, one of these men that worked here in the early 70s. Where's Roberto? Roberto Rodriguez is here. Jimmy McCarthy. This man, we call by the Red Cross 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis in Chelsea. He'd get out, he'd leave his house, he'd go out and find housing for people, get them settled for the night. The next day, go out and find housing for them. I don't know how many times he rented trucks and moved people, bought them furniture. Really remarkable guy. Richard Burney, where is he? He's out here. Richard Burney, we're gonna be seeing, something about Richard Burney in a little while. He's really the man behind identifying the lead problem here in Chelsea. Really an amazing man. Gil Johnson, these are the men that did the housing tenant strikes. So the work we do requires resources that are generally obtained by the federal and the state government. In Massachusetts, we've got just a wonderful delegation. We've got the most powerful delegation that any area could have. It's really remarkable. And we have a secretary of housing and economic development, representatives from Chelsea. It's just amazing, the talent that's come out of this community and Revere. We rely on the Senate, we rely on the House of Representatives to pass the laws that bring us the resources that we require to get the job done. We're very fortunate to have this really a long-term senator here now, State Senator Sal DiDomenico, who was the Vice Chairman of Senators in the
Thank you, Bob. And thank you for all of you being here. To everybody's attention, I know this is a lot of room for people to pay attention, but I want to say some good things about Capic. And I'm ready to hear all these good things about Capic. And I want to quiet them down for the speaker, because he has many more things to say about Capic. That's much more important than I have, right? Mr. Speaker, nice to see you. So it's great to be here. And what I want to say, first off, is the fact that we have so many leaders from Revere, Winthrop, and Chelsea in this room tonight. This is the place to be for all three of those communities tonight at Homewood Street celebrating Capic's anniversary celebration. So thank you to all of you for being here. All of you play a role in the success of our communities. From elected leaders, community organizations, our educators are here, and so many more people who have been helped by Capic through the years. And as Tony Zambuto said, you change lives. You improve lives. And you are there for people at their worst possible moment, giving them a lift, putting them back on the path to success. Children, seniors, residents across our community. From Head Start to fuel assistance programs to housing services, emergency assistance, Capic does it all. And to have a community organization like this in all three communities doing good work, you have to have good leadership. And you have to have people who are dedicated. It's not just a job, it's dedicated to each community. It's dedicated to the people within that community. And we have one of the best in Bob Rapucci, who works very, very hard. All of us. And there are so many people within the organization that work so hard every day, but you need those people on the top, putting it all together, creating a culture of success, creating a culture of wanting to help one another, and helping people who need our help the most. And I want to thank you, Bob, for your decades of service to all of our communities and to the people of our community. And I also want to thank Rochelle and thank her for being such a great leader in Capic. And I know we're honoring her tonight, and we're honoring our good friend, Councilor Robinson. He is here somewhere. He is Councilor Robinson. To all of you, this night would not be what it is today. I mean, Capic wouldn't be what it is today without all of us working together, hand in hand, helping those in our communities, all together as one. So thank you very much. And we have a few citations. I want to bring up our delegation, Senator Joe Boncory, Reverend Danny Ryan, Bob, who will change the program around. So we have a citation for Rochelle.
Thank you so much.
In recognition of his service and dedication as the board president of Capic, and signed by Senate President, Senator Joe Boncory, myself, the Speaker, Representative Ryan, and thank you for all that you do. And I also want to call up our Council President, Leo Robinson. Come on up, Leo. We want to give you the citation on behalf of the
Gentlemen, right here, please.
Is it my turn? You know, if you pay attention to that and you look at the program, you'll see why this is so successful on delegation. It's just incredible. Thank you very much. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to ask Senator Joe Boncory to say a few words, if he would, on behalf of the Senate.
Hey, Joe.
Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Thank you. It's really an honor to be with you all here tonight, celebrating 50 years of the good work that Capic has done in the communities of Winthrop, Revere, and Chelsea. And I want to congratulate the board. I want to congratulate Michelle Cromwell, the entire board, and the staff at Capic. I want to thank the board at Capic for appointing to be their executive director, my good friend Bob Petrucci. I've been in this role. I'm not a long-serving senator like my colleague said a minute ago. I've been in this role for 1.5 years. And I can tell you there's not a day that goes by that I don't get an email or a phone call from Bob Petrucci. He's an incredible advocate. But what's more important is that when there's a problem with a constituent and I pick up the phone, I know that Bob Petrucci is always going to be on the other end, dealing with any issue my constituents have along the anti-poverty spectrum, whether it's fuel assistance, housing, or temporary emergency care. We know that Capic does that up in the front level, but it also helps people that it serves, not just vulnerable populations, become sustainable members on and throughout society. So I can tell I'm no longer the attraction, because something's clearly going on behind me. Which is fine, but I do want to make mention, I think it's very important, and if I could have your attention for one moment. You know, I noticed in the program book that tonight you're also paying a special tribute to 2 former Capic board members. And that's former Mayor of Revere, Bob Pass, and a good and dear friend of the Speaker, from the Speaker DeLeo Senior Center, former board director, Nancy Williams. And I can just tell you, knowing those 2 people so well, they really embody everything Capic stands for. So congratulations again to another 50 years, and best of luck. Thank you.
What we're going to do next is I'm going to introduce Secretary of the Department of Housing and Economic Development. So let's give him a Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop warm welcome.
So Bob, I want you to stay here for a second. Yeah. This hug is for all my friends in the room. I can't hug everybody at once, but and that's for all of you, because anyone that knows Bob, you give him $1, he turns it into 10 all the time. So, you ready? The speaker's looking, saying, "Why are you adjusting it?" I'm used to adjusting it for the governor, Mr. Speaker. It's great to see so many old friends here. It's a tremendous night to celebrate all that we have all done together under the great leadership of Bob Petrucci. So Bob, thank you for getting us all together. So I get to travel around the state an awful lot now, and as I go from city to city, town to town, I'm constantly assessing what I see versus what I'm used to. And I can tell you that as proud as I was to be the city manager of Chelsea, as proud as I am to be a Chelsea boy, as proud as I am to be part of the forgotten Suffolk County group, I can tell you that I'm even more proud, having gone around, to know that we have it really special here. We have each other. We've been doing so much. So congratulations to everyone for the contributions that you've been making to a better community. Bob, 50 years. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. For 50 years, Bob has been marching up to city halls, been marching up to state houses, been marching up, I should say getting on a plane to march to Washington to fight for what's right. And we've all been lucky to be led by you. And Bob, you've been an inspiration to all of us. I just can't say enough about all that I've learned from you. I haven't been able to apply an awful lot of it. Some of you know what that means, but I've learned an awful lot from Bob over the years, and I'm so grateful. I've had the opportunity now to go to Boston and around the state and really apply the things that we've all been doing together in Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. When Governor Baker came into office, we had 1,500 families in hotels and motels. That's down to under 40 right now in 2 years. got a chance to embrace Pastor Rubin and Chief Guys is right in my direct sight with him. We have prioritized opioids and are turning the corner in our fight on opioids in this country, and it's led by efforts on the local level like they're doing here. We've been fighting for better working conditions for people, higher wages, less taxes. The earned income tax credit has been a priority of ours. So there's lots of good things that we were doing on the local level, led by Capic, that are now translating into great state policy. So I'm excited, Bob, to be actually able to put to good work the lessons that I've learned from you. On behalf of the governor and the lieutenant governor, I'd like to have Michelle and Leo come up along with Bob. I would like to make a presentation of my governor's citation to Capic on 50 great years. And as many have said and others are thinking, we hope that there's 50 great more years ahead. So Bob, thank you for having me here. It's great to see everybody. I can't wait to come back again.
Everyone, I'm Maureen Foley with Cohen Hotels and the Event Center here at the Homewood Suites. I have an announcement to make tonight, but first I want to thank you all for being here, for all that you do, and we're so honored to be part of the 50th anniversary of Capic. But the message I have to deliver tonight is about this beautiful event center, and we want to let you know, this is the first time we are announcing, we have dedicated this, and its name is the J. Ash Ballroom.
I'm just so honored and surprised. I will note that if anyone was going to be named after me, if you see me dance on the dance floor, it should be a ballroom. But anyway, thank you.
Testing. What do we do for a Chelsea person? We give them Kate's Bay. Can't have them coming back into the city without this. What we're going to do next is we're going to ask our great state representative, Danny Ryan, who's just incredible, to introduce the speaker. But before we do that, I just want to say something about Senators Sal DiDomenico, Senator Joe Boncory, also State Representative Rosalie Vincent, who is not able to be here tonight, and she's represented by Ricky Serino. I think Ricky might still be here. Ricky Serino is just a great asset. Joan Monsillo, who works with the speaker. These are the people that we work with on a daily basis. So I just want to say that Capic has looks forward every year to a special appropriation from the state legislature. We've been fortunate enough to get that for a number of years. It's a lot of money. For us, it's a huge amount of money, $250,000. With that, we provide all of these services that we've been talking about tonight, these emergency services. So when the mayors call me and I say, don't worry about it, we're going to take care of it, that's how I'm doing it. We have not been able to get that last year because it did not survive the 9C reduction authority that the governor has, and obviously his good attempts to keep the budget under control. But what we did have is Speaker DeLeo's support of that legislation. The special legislation was filed by State Representative Rosalie Vincent in the House of Representatives, and in the Senate, the amendment was filed in the Senate by Joe Boncory under the leadership of our dear friend Sal DiDomenico. So I just want everybody to know there's a limit to what people can do, and you've done the very, very best you could for us. And we're in a whole new path, and hoping that maybe things will change this year. So with that, I'd like to introduce our dear friend, State Representative Danny Ryan.
Everybody, congratulations to Capic for adjusting this again. Again, congratulations to Capic, congratulations to Bob. And I get the distinct honor and privilege here to introduce the Speaker of the House, Bob DeLeo. I don't have to get into his biography because the folks in the room here. I know what he does for our neighborhoods, and I've known him far longer than I have. But I just do want to say, and it's important that we're here on the 50th anniversary, and we mentioned President Johnson earlier and everything. So I got D's in math, but A's in history. So when you bring up the war on poverty and the Great Society and all that stuff, I can't help you with your budget, but I can help you with the history. And it's important, I think, and this will tie into Speaker DeLeo, but in a time right now in our country when people are tearing down our institutions that stood for over 200 years, and both sides have been doing it too. We have people running for governor in the Democratic Party that want to attack Beacon Hill, and you know, that's no different than the other side doing it. These institutions have stood the test of time. President Johnson, before becoming president, was a school teacher in West Texas. He understood as he ascended to the presidency that poor people, regardless of color, race, and creed, had the same issues. He was able, a man from Texas, to work with the Boston delegation, with President Kennedy. Him and Bobby Kennedy didn't get along too well, but Bobby Kennedy went to Appalachia. They talked. They understood that poor white people in Appalachia had the same problems as poor black people in our cities, in our farming communities. And one thing I love about when Rosalie Vincent calls me to go to the Speaker's office to do something for Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop is Speaker DeLeo understands that too. He understands that the problems in our communities, we all face them and we face them together. When they're talking about building towers in Boston and everything else, he's stopped me a couple of times and said, how does that affect your community? How does that affect you? How does it affect your re-election? And that's very important because his job is to help us as a house and get people from coming from all walks of life up there, organize us, but to protect us too. And I know a lot of people don't want to say that, but that's because Speaker DeLeo respects the institution that has served us well for well over 200 years. We've had far tougher crises in this country than we're going through now. This is not a good one, but we've been through far worse. And with Speaker DeLeo's leadership, I have great confidence that Massachusetts will continue to lead on all those values, that we will serve all our people. With all that,
Thank you so much, Dan Ryan, and I can, for that very kind introduction. And it's great being the keynote speaker and waiting an hour and a half to speak. But someday, I can say that I was at this hotel when the J. Ash Ballroom go down as one of the greatest thrills of my life. And I'd like to remind the secretary that Bob was kind enough that he was going to be introducing me, but then he decided, Jay apparently wanted to speak before me. That will be remembered and so noted in the next budget. Jay's the best, and it's very well deserved, by the way.
It's got nothing to do with Chelsea.
And thank you for having me here tonight, and thank you, really, for this organization that serves with its heart and soul. To Rochelle and Leo, congratulations on your service. And I have to say that Capic has been a guiding and steady force in our community throughout my time in elective office. And as such, they have meant so much to me personally and has shaped my work on Beacon Hill. And I think that all the great work and all the kind words earlier by all the elected and appointed officials will bear that out. I can't believe that it has been 50 years. I wasn't even born yet. Close enough. But it's a real privilege for me to be here to reflect on Capic's past and to celebrate its future. But most importantly, though, I look at my role tonight as really to express our gratitude. Whether as a town selectman or as Speaker of the House, I have sought Capic's counsel. I have referred constituents for their services and have touted Capic's work as a model for other organizations. As Leo Robinson mentioned, the great story in the 70s, led by a young Bob Rapucci, investigating the source of lead paint poisoning here in Chelsea, and discovering after investigation that resulted in a lead poisoning decrease, as Leo had mentioned, from 22% to 3%, which is truly amazing. It would have been easy in the 1970s to treat people's medical needs, but the leaders of Capic wanted to solve the problem and prevent it from happening again. To this day, Capic goes above and beyond. When I tell people about Capic, I describe Capic as an organization that always tries to get to yes. So while you're working to address the root causes of daunting issues like homelessness, addiction, and education equality, you're on the ground too. You are connected with the people that you serve. Whether it's the elderly residents that needs heating assistance, the young mom who needs crisis intervention services, the child who could benefit so much from early education program, you are there. I've seen it more and more in the past years, by the way, as the substance abuse epidemic takes its devastating toll on all of our communities. In preparing for this evening, I was reading over a list of Capic's achievements, and it dawned on me that Capic's story is really the story of our community, our Commonwealth, and indeed our nation over the past 50 years. Imagine, something which I did not realize, that it was 44 years ago that Capic relocated 200 Chelsea residents after the Great Fire of 1979. Today, children that you've educated through Head Start are now thriving, and some of them are now teachers themselves. In the past few decades, you've been on the vanguard of expanding child development programs to meet infant and toddler needs. You recognize, before many others, that learning begins at birth. And in more recent years, Massachusetts has designated Capic as their lead organization for administrating homelessness prevention programs and coordinating care for homeless individuals. And a month ago, Capic's substance use disorder program graduated its first class of 13 people. The breadth and depth of Capic's work is staggering and impossible to quantify. There are far, far too many accomplishments to name. I would ask you to recall, each of you to recall, when you have been touched by Capic's work, and to think about and reflect upon why certain things resonate with you. Some years back, Capic established a summer camp scholarship in my name. It was an immense honor, and is an immense honor, I should say, and still seems a bit surreal. For me, the mission, the energy, compassion of Capic is embodied by the scholarship recipients that I have met. It is something that I bring to my work on Beacon Hill each and every day. And I'm sure that you too have a Capic moment or program that inspires and heartens you. You know, many times people talk to me about being speaker and they'll say, what is the greatest moment that you've had? What was it that sticks out in your mind? Was it the opportunity that you had maybe to meet the President of the United States and talk about health care at the time? What was it? You know, was it something like that? And I always tell people that they find it hard to believe, but it's true. Quite frankly, it's what I feel each and every day in terms of being able to help someone, especially within my district and someone here in Massachusetts. And the people that help me do that each and every day are the people from Capic. And I sincerely, on behalf of all of your friends, want to thank Capic for making not only our area, but Massachusetts a better place because of your efforts. And in particular, although in this position and many other positions that we may have, we have the opportunity to meet and to work with people that we may have not have known before we assume our various elected positions. I consider myself to be one of the luckiest guys in the world to have gotten to know and to work with a gentleman like Bob Rapucci. Well, thank you very much. Thank you all, and God bless. Please take off those pictures of me. Look, I don't even want to watch them anymore. Right here. I was thin. I could see without eyeglasses. This is painful.
You have no idea how painful it's really going to be. So what do you get the speaker?
Hey, Paul.
That has everything.
At least he has him.
What do you get the speaker that has everything? Well, you give him a picture collage consisting of the people that love him.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You don't have to carry this on with you, by the way. We'll get it to your office. You know, the pictures that are being displayed on the monitors, they, we met Speaker DeLeo when he was a town councilor, selectman in Winthrop, and we got to know him through a member of Capic's board of directors. It was a man by the name of Arthur Caon. Arthur Caon passed some years ago, but we got to know the speaker because Bob would come with Arthur in the Capic office, and he would sit in on board meetings and probably didn't know what was going on, but Arthur was guiding him around and letting him, trying to introduce him to the organization that Arthur loved. Arthur Caon was the board chairman for a number of years, and he was also the executive director of the Winthrop Housing Authority. So we're just delighted to remember those friends that have passed, and I'm glad that Leo mentioned some of the people that have passed. So, Speaker, thank you very much for all you do for our organization. We wouldn't be there if it were not for you and Sal, Joe Boncory, Representatives Ryan and Vincent. So thank you. I think what we're going to do next is, I think rather than give that report, that lengthy report, thank you. We also want to recognize a few more people. Al Ewing, of course, from Executive Director of Chelsea Housing Authority. Henry Wilson is with us also, who's a candidate in the District 5 office. So what we're going to do next is, rather than my lengthy report, we're going to get right into the honorees. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask the Vice President of Capic's Board of Directors to come up, and he is going to present an award to Rochelle Cromwell. His name is Lon Mayor's.
What a wonderful night. I hope everybody's having fun. Yeah. Great, great. sorry, I have to. Let me first say it is a pleasure and honor to introduce and present this honor to the recognition of service award to my very good friend and our board president, Michelle Crowley. Bob asked me to do the presentation. He said, you know, we just want you to say a few words. How can you say a few words for Michelle? So I have to put it in writing. So when you see me looking at, I'm writing in print. To best understand why she's most deserving of this award, one needs to get acquainted with the enormous work of this great organization. As you all might know, to provide most of our services, we rely on state funding. And believe me, getting those funds has never been easy. We constantly have to struggle to convince our leaders on the Hill of the need to fund these services for the most deserving members of our community. Most of the time, we are shocked. Sometimes we're even confronted with how to help our staff members. And by the way, the staff here at Capic are amazing and very dedicated people. We appreciate you all. Since March 1996, Michelle, as the board president, has always been at the forefront of this effort, and thus has taken the leadership of this great organization to a greater level. Whether it is the issue of homelessness, child care, food assistance, health start, weatherization, intervention, domestic violence, and all other programs, Michelle is not only very passionate about all the services that Capic provides, but she also works tirelessly for the greater good of all these programs and inspires others, including myself, to become more involved. And she does this all with a great sense of humility. She's very dedicated, organized, and always prepared to do one thing or the other for the upliftment of the most needy of these communities. I am, and I believe other members of this board and everyone at Capic are very proud to work with you, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Ron.
This award is a token of our appreciation for all the wonderful work that you have done for our community. We wish you the best and more grace to your elbow. Thank you, Michelle.
So nice. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
One more expression of love.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh my gosh. I just want to thank you so much for this honor. I got to say, I am truly appreciative of all things Capic has done for me. I'm truly appreciative of my board of directors, my staff, our executive director. We do wonderful things in the community. We will continue to do wonderful things in the community, but I do have to say, as an honor, is a bit much for me. This started with my mother, okay? Age that we have a responsibility to our community. We are our brother's keepers, okay?
that. But we have to get back to ground zero, and we have to pick people up. As you progress, pick people up on your sides and take them with you. Okay? I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm not going to bore you to death. But I work, it's a little short.
Go ahead, Mrs.
Well, I'm just here. I can't even get this hot. I work in the service industry. I provide design services to clients. I work with interior decorators in Boston. And what we do is we provide design services, custom services for people's homes, personal clients, and we make their living space beautiful. And I gotta tell you, I'm thankful, I'm truly thankful to have that in my life. I will tell you that for the most part, my clients are completely satisfied, okay? Okay? I make a little dough, I'm good. I honestly believe that I have everything I need, okay? Don't have a big fat bankroll, but I have what I need. On the other hand, I am part of an organization that provides services, needs to clients. Okay, so on one part, I give my clients what they want. On the other side, I give my clients what they need. Okay? And I gotta tell you, there is nothing more gratifying than to give people what they need. Okay? There is nothing more gratifying to service the needs of individuals, and I gotta tell you that we're moving so far away from that, we need to get back to ground zero, okay? Because people are pushing our poor, they're pushing lower class to the side, okay? Like you don't exist. We have needs. We provide needs. We need to eat. We need to have shelter, okay? These are needs. It's two entirely different things. We have people with needs and we have people with wants. We need to address our people with needs because there is nothing more gratifying than servicing needs, okay? And I'm not talking about people who sit around and talk about all I do 24/7 for this one. I'm talking about an organization whose mission is to provide what you need. I'm talking about individuals whose goal it is to provide what you need, okay? Because when your goal as an individual, when your mission as an organization is to provide folks what they need, it's not about you. All right. That's what I love about Capic. That's why I spend so much time here, because it's not about our employees. It's not about our board of directors. It's not about you. It's about providing a service to people with needs. Okay? And I thank our friends, Josh Leo, and our people legislators in our city that has supported us in our efforts, who has funded us in our efforts to provide needs. That's what we do here at Capic. That's what my mother started 50 years ago. I found out that when my mother was on the original board of directors, I said, shoot, my work here is not done. My mother served on the original board of directors. I was like, well, I've got so much work here to do. And I thank you because we all have something in common here, okay? We are providing a need. We are servicing a need. Big difference between what you need and what you want. There's a huge difference, you know? So I thank you. I thank my board of directors, everybody on my board of directors. I thank my staff. I thank Mr. Rapucci, who has been here for 45 years. And I will tell you that his vision need. I thank you, and I gotta tell you, I thank you so much for this honor. I thank you so much. Thank you so much for this honor. I thank you for my family, my sister. We learned at a young age that we have a responsibility to community. My sister Joan is here, she's president of the CDC. My sister Belly, we are very involved in our community. Woo! Thank you. 50 years is awesome. 50 years is awesome. And I tell our employees, keep up the good work, okay? Because it's not about you. Love you. Thank you. These are my board members. I love these groups.
So we're going to, again, I'm going to focus. It was so important that I read this 8 pages of report. I'm going to save it for the very, very end because of the names of people that I wanted to mention. Before we honor City Council President Leo Robinson, there's something I want to do first, which should have been done a long time ago. So I've already told you that government funds initiatives. You get a contract, you operate a program for a year or 2 years, the contract ends, and usually that's it. Whoever worked within that contract, their position ends. That is what happened to the next person that I'm going to ask comes up here. So we had a program running in this organization called the Emergency Services Program for many, many years. It really started because of Speaker DeLeo and his interest, the immense need that we had to respond to constituent problems. The person that directed that program, when we lost the special appropriation 2 years ago, lost her employment with our organization too. This is the most dedicated person I think that I've met in our organization in all of these years. And I know that this is a very dear friend of Speaker DeLeo's. We keep postponing honoring this person with the hopes that we'll get a special appropriation that will return her to employment. That hasn't happened yet. We're not going to wait any longer. Maybe she'll come back to work in a couple of months. We're going to see. We don't know. But I want to ask Sylvia Fermetta if she please. So you're not retired, and you're in the Wayne's Way, you're on standby. So what we decided to do anyway is give you a limited edition Chelsea clock, which is the 50th anniversary clock that members of the board we thought you should do.
I just want to say thank you. And for me, it's an honor to receive this on behalf of the Capic organization and to have Mr. DeLeo here, my friend. I consider you my friend. I'm so grateful for everything you do for this organization. I just want to say thank you very much. Muchas gracias a todos. God bless everyone in this reunion today. Thank you so much. As you can see, I'm a little bit nervous.
Friends, keep in mind that there are people in this room that have not been recognized, that need to be recognized. Everybody here has played some important role with this organization over 50 years. You've been supported in one way or another. So I haven't had the opportunity to be able to recognize everybody in the room because I haven't read my 8-page program. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to now say a few words about our next articles. So if you would, bear with me. Also want to recognize that the Winthrop Fire Chief, Paul Flanagan is here with us tonight. Thank you, Chief. So despite the fact that I'm here 45 years speaker, by the way, not 50, although the organization is here 50, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this only one page without my glasses. Friends, tonight we honor another individual who has dedicated an entire career to helping others attain a better quality of life. Leo Robinson has been selected to receive Capic's first Lifetime Achievement Award. That Casey has gone well beyond what was expected from a public servant. In April 1972, shortly after Leo returned from serving his country in Vietnam, he came back home to Chelsea to serve his community. Leo began working at Capic through the Emergency Employment Act, where he was assigned to work as a housing advocate with the Chelsea Association to Save Homes. That was part of Capic, Chelsea Neighborhood Center, located at 185 Sherwood Street right here in Chelsea. There he coordinated the Capic Food Cooperative, which distributed fresh produce and meats daily to low-income Chelsea households. That program actually delivered products to the doors of hundreds of families each week. Later, Leo was promoted to director of the USDA Surplus Food Program, which distributed USDA butter and cheese to thousands of area residents. In 1973, he worked with a team of Capic staff members to relocate 200 families displaced by the Chelsea conflagration, and he went on to help many of those displaced by the fire to attain employment. Leo also worked with Helen Zuko, measuring factory emissions in order to improve environmental health of Chelsea residents. Between 1975 and 1977, Leo worked on decreasing lead exposure to Chelsea children and the toxic effects of lead falling from the Mississippi Bridge. Throughout that time, Leo worked on improving housing conditions for Chelsea residents by identifying substandard housing conditions and advocating for tenants' rights. Leo was also instrumental in establishing the Chelsea Citywide Special Summer Camp Program that was continuation of the Care About Now summer program. In 1978, Leo was selected to direct the Capic Chelsea Neighborhood Center, which led the effort to create 126 units of low-income housing within Chelsea's urban rural area. However, the 2-year-long effort did not meet success due to the lack of support for the urban renewal board. However, it did reveal the need for low-income housing in Chelsea. In 1988, Leo went on to become Chelsea City Council, where he today continues to advocate for those in need. As twice president of the Chelsea City Council, he has led the way to help establish Chelsea as a vibrant and robust community that never leaves behind those who have less. In 1992, Leo was elected chairman of the Capic Real Estate Board of Directors, where he continues to preside today. And in 2009, through the present day, he advocates for Capic's special legislative appropriation that is used to place displaced residents in housing. Although Leo was known as a community activist and an organizer, his life passion has been working with Chelsea youth, working tirelessly so that they may see hope for a better future through education and meaningful employment. He's done this for years along with his brother Ron Robinson. Leo has also promoted the concept that individuals who accept responsibility for their family and community find the path that leads to self-sufficiency. Leo Robinson, to this day, continues to embody the national motto of community action, and is people helping people. He does this daily through caring, compassion, and perseverance in improving individual and family lives. He has been the single most effective force in preserving the mission of community action in Chelsea, Revere, and Winthrop. Leo has promoted the basic premise that self-sufficiency can be achieved through hope, opportunity, perseverance, and courage. Friends, it's my honor to introduce and bring forward Leo Robinson.
You mind if I escort him inside? Let me escort him.
Thank you. Bob, don't leave. I want to say this man and I have a 45-year relationship. And
Yeah.
regards to General Capic. And what a lot of people don't know or understand is that in 1972, I was hired by Capic. Bob came after me. And Bob was assigned as a community organizer in regards to health issues.
Yep.
And his task was to bring Mass General to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he did that, and I think he should be recognized. Before I get into my remarks, I want to ask the Speaker, Bobby DiDelio, to come forward. And I want to ask my friend, who's here, longtime State Representative Kathy Ann Reinstein, to come forward. And I want to be able to say, these three individuals have brought a lot of opportunity to this community and how we've been able to move forward in regards to people trying to exceed the next level in their life and trying to improve their lives. And I want you to applaud these three right here. I do have some remarks, and I would like to be able to share those with everybody who is here. First of all, I'd like to say that Barbara Pucci and I will continue to advocate for Bob on any level necessary, because he is the most passionate male that I've ever known.
Go ahead, Bob.
First of all, let me put on some glasses. I'm getting a little bit old.
You want to borrow mine, Leo?
I got my own.
Okay, brother.
I'd like to say thank you, Bob, the Capic Board of Directors, and good evening to all of you on this 50th anniversary celebration. It is a great honor to recognize this recognition from Capic. My journey would not be possible or anywhere near the interesting if not for my family and my friends who have surrounded me and supported me. My wonderful wife, Linda.
Yeah.
My beautiful daughter, Lucia. Who is her husband, Mike.
All right, Mike.
My brothers, Ron and Jody.
Yeah.
My sister, Gail and Eileen. Yeah. And my brother-in-law, Bruce.
Oh.
And my niece, Nikki, bringing joy and warmth every day to my life.
Yeah.
I also would like to recognize my friend, my brother, Barbara Pucci.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to all of y'all, to you and your friendship. Capic has fulfilled a life of saving a role in Chelsea through the years, and with its current focus around diversity, service, innovation, and early education and growth. Capic has been a leader in guiding Chelsea to expand its opportunity for its residents. Capic's mission taps into energy and creative that is the hallmark of our diversity. Capic works with our citizens to foster leadership around bringing critical support and services and structures to the community. I think that our collective mission should be to create a community where present-day inventive minds can be find an opportunity and growth here in Chelsea. and then among the greater world. I will continue to advocate for Capic and statewide because it's an effort around education, fuel assistance, and homelessness prevention and quality housing, bringing critical services and real benefits to our neighbors in Chelsea. And most of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. Well, first of all, I'd like to say to Barbara Pucci, my friend Kathy Ann Reinstein, and Bob DeLeo, I want you to think about one thing. Just think of all the political people who are here tonight in the room. It's a result of my friends right here to the right. Yeah. And I want to thank you.
Yeah, Leo. Don't make Bob cry now. Bob, you okay? I got some tissues. All right, buddy? Yeah, no, see.
Well, thank you very much, Brother Leo. Speaking to Leo and Kathy Ann. So, Leo, first of all, you can't give the Chelsea clock to Leo Robertson anymore, really. So what we can do, though, is we can give an expression of our love. The third expression of love. I'm done yet now. Just hold on a second, okay?
So, first, I want to thank this man. I think people don't understand is that Bob and Capic is 50 years old. I don't want to date Bob, but I will say we have a relationship that lasts for 45 years in town with Capic. And I will always step up to the plate to support my friend, Barbara Pucci, in any endeavor that he takes on in regards to Capic. I want to thank you all for being here. I know that Bob has some things to say, so I'll leave it over to Bob.
Just stay another bit. We can't give you a Chelsea clock. We can't give you. So we are going to give a limited edition Chelsea clock, which is a board of directors edition, and it's commemorating that.
I would like to, first of all, thank you for this endeavor. And for those who don't know, I looked at my brother-in-law as the vice president or whatever at Chelsea Clark, was the main man. Who eventually said to me, very long time ago, he goes, Leo, you'll never go broke if you buy Chelsea Clark. So thank you, Bruce Clark.
Yay for Bruce.
Turn it a little bit, Leo. Oh, boy, now we get Thank you very much.
Well, friends, I'm not going to read the report. I've decided against it. I was going to have to ask security to secure the rear exits. Whenever you see somebody that's going to speak, come up with a bottle of water, by the way, you know it's going to be a long one. So what I'm going to do instead is I think we're going to conclude the program. So you'll find my report, most of it. But there's one thing more I'd like to do before we thank people. I'd like everybody in the room that's either a past employee or a current employee, please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Roberto Rodriguez. Raise your hands if you work for the agency. These people that have worked here over the years. Davey Hill is in the back too. I've seen him now. Another guy who was in the trenches with Roberto Rodriguez and Dale Johnson. So friends, we're going to conclude it now. I first want to just thank a few people. I want to thank certainly our elected officials. I want to thank our board of directors, in particular Michelle Palmer, our speaker to lead. I want to thank our city managers, our town managers. I want to thank the Homewood Suites. They do such an incredible job for us. And they really are wonderful people over here. And they allowed our dear friend Danny Luberto to put on this incredible display of pastry. It really was incredible. That's Luberto's bakery in Virginia, Danny Luberto. It's just the best. You know, he's a man I've only gotten to know recently over the past couple of years, but we found him to be just one of these community people, generous and compassionate, and he's always there for us, so thank you very much. We also want to thank our donors. There are people that contributed to this event tonight, and one of the people, is Scott Happening still here? Scott Happening was here earlier. Scott is the son-in-law of Bill Restuccia, who passed away last year. Bill has been a major donor to this organization. And this year they gave us a check of $5,000, which is just incredible. They've done that for the past several years. So this event, through your contribution for voluntary donations, has raised $8,600 that goes towards services to the people. I want to thank the management staff at Capic. Thank you very much for all the work you put into putting this together. You did a great job. Carrie Havey and Dolores Miller, Terry Wolfgang, John Matija, Debbie and Regina Antabello, just a great group of people, Lee Nugent, and the rest of you here that I see. So with that, folks, I want to thank you very much. We're hoping there's another 50 ahead of us. Not for me, but for you, the rest of you. And we look forward to seeing you again. Please always feel free to call.